Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've been getting a message concerning the fact that the program will not run for the bespoke training will not last for 8 weeks. So saying we should do one module per week will not work because the program must have finished before we finish. So I decided to okay, it's cool if you want to do 2, but that one is still too big. 2 is okay, so that it helps you, give you time to actually ponder on these things and understand. Like, you read to understand, you don't read to read, you don't read to answer questions, you read because this knowledge are things that is going to stay with you and is going to be part of your life and your business, right? So it's something you need to pay attention to. And yes, my last video I said something about having viewers from one of my viewers. I know I have viewers from many other parts of the country, but for the one YouTube is regulating for me, from my analysis, I can see that I have most of my viewers from Nigeria. I mentioned Kenya, I mentioned Zambia, and I didn't mention Mali and Rwanda. I'm sorry about that. Yes, these people are also the people that are consistent with viewing my channel. So I want to thank you guys so much, because I know I have viewers from almost all the part of Africa, and this is one of my dreams and goal, to be able to serve humanity all over Africa, right? So thank you very much, and let's jump right in. For this module 2, I didn't get to go through module 2 before doing the module 1 summary, so that's exactly what I do. I just do one of them. When I'm done with 1, I go to 2. So because I was supposed to do a review on this, I took my time to go through it, and I realized that some of the things that I've already pointed out in module 1 is well explained here. So we are going to go through it that way, and ones I've already explained before, I wouldn't spend time talking about it. So, introduction to entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur is a person who identifies opportunities, assembles all the resources, human and material, needed to pursue the opportunity and create an enterprise around the opportunity and nurture it to growth. He possesses flair for activity, for creativity and innovation, as well as knowledgeable about his environment. To start a business, it is essential to learn the specific skills that underpin those qualities. Let us look at some of the characteristics of an entrepreneur. Optimism. Are you an optimistic thinker? Do you think out of the box? Do you think wide? Vision. What are your vision for your business? What are the vision that actually motivated you to say, okay, I want to go into this business? Initiative. Desire for control. Me, for one, I'm this type that I know I have I'm always creative and innovative. So working for somebody that want to limit that in some way was one of the reasons that made me want to do my own thing by myself, right? Risk tolerance. What is your level of risk, right? I take risks, but my risks are calculated risk. I don't take risks for the purpose of wanting to take risk. So it should be a risk tolerance. Resilience. Then interpersonal skills. As a successful entrepreneur, you will have to work closely with people. This is where it is crucial. This is where it is critical to be able to build great relationships with your team, customer, supplier, shareholders, investors, and more. Some people are more gifted in this area than others, but fortunately, you can learn and improve those skills. The type of interpersonal skills you will need include leadership and motivation, communication skill and listening, personal relation, negotiation, ethics, as well as ethics of business. Entrepreneurial process. Feasibility study. Feasibility study is done to see if the idea can be commercially viable. It passes through 2 stages. Illumination. After the generation of idea, this is the stage where the idea is passed through. The idea is thought of as a realistic creation. The stage of idea blossoming is critical because the idea by themselves have no meaning. So you thought of an idea you want to develop into a business, right? Then you had to come out of your imagination and think about it in a real terms of like, okay, is this something that is achievable? Who are the markets that is ready for it? Is there a market already somewhere prepared, somewhere that you can just market? Is this solving a need to an extent? What are the resources I need? What are the human and the materials I need to get this done? So when you think about it critically, then you know if it's something you still want to go ahead with or not. Then the second one is verification. This is the last thing to verify the idea as realistic and useful for application. Verification is concerned about practicality to implement an idea and explore its usefulness to the society and the entrepreneur. So after thinking it through, is this something that have market? Then you think about how to be able to deliver this to your target audience, your target market. Is it something that is achievable, and how quick and easy can that be achieved? How does a potential entrepreneur evaluate an opportunity? Here are some of the important factors to consider when deciding whether a business opportunity is worth embracing. Market size. I've already talked about market size in another episode. I'll just go through it and point out a few things that might come up that I probably didn't mention. One of the most important factors when evaluating a business opportunity is the market size. Do a little market research. Figure out if there is a market for the opportunity, how big that market is before you move forward. You must be sure the demand is there, right? So just like I've already talked about it there. So it's easy for you to have a business idea, but then you think about it. Are there people that is already in this market? Do you have a target market already? Do you have a ready market, hungry market that is waiting for you to bring the services or product to them, right? You need to make that research. You need to find out who are you going to be serving with this need, with this idea that you come up. Does the business opportunity come with some relationship? What are your relationship with potential investors or customers? When you have more relationships, the opportunity is likely to run smoother. Okay, do you have investors that is ready to invest in this your idea, or is this something you want to do alone? Of course, when you are talking about investors, you might also want to consider, maybe is there people that maybe you have the money? Are there other businesses or individuals that you need to meet or probably buy from or connect with to actually move this your business idea for the business to run smoothly? Then also, like we've already stated, instead of going back to it, do you have your market ready? People that your customers or your potential customers ready? Ability to manage cash flow. Next, you will need to look at the ability to manage cash flow. Is there startup funding for the business? What about ways to keep funding the business each month? So this is a very critical area that you need to also consider. It's good to have a business idea, but then do you have the capital that is needed for it? Do you have the funding? Do you have the operational funds? Even if you have the fixed cost to be able to buy all the necessary equipment and rent the space and all that, do you have the operational cost, the variable cost that you'll be incurring all the time until your business even starts to be able to start bringing revenues and funds? Management skill set. What are the skill sets of management? If you are evaluating your own business opportunity, you need to be honest about what you're bringing to the table and what addition to look out for. Okay, so this is what I can be able to offer in this business. I'm not talking about only in terms of money, could be in terms of resources and either a strategy on how to manage this business. What is it that I already have that I'm bringing to the table? Then what are the things that I will also be needing to be able to bring my business to life and all that? Let me take for instance, I've always had big dreams of how I'm going to do great things in life, including what I'm doing right now, right? I know I did not have the necessary information or knowledge that I needed to use to run a business. As a matter of fact, I didn't register my business because of Tony Elumide. I've actually registered my business since 2020. And the funny part of it is that I will get to that. I registered limited liability company when I have little or no idea. That's why I talk about me taking risk a lot. Little or no idea about what and what it actually entails, but I knew I wanted to own a company and I was working towards getting it, right? But I did not have the knowledge set and the skill set to actually run this business. But God's willing, those things are falling in place for me. So for you to start up a business, you need to have a skill set. What is it that you already have? And what are the additions that you'll be needing to run a successful business, right? Then passion and persistence. Even if there is a bit of a talent deficit, it's possible in some cases to make up for that with passion and persistence. Are you working with people who will get the job done? Do you trust that they have the passion to make things happen? So it's also important that you surround yourself with people that have passion. When you're doing business, you employ the right people. I think we'll get to that soon. I think I saw that when I was there, so we'll get to that. You need to get the right set of people. You need to train and retrain, right? Let's go. Organizing your company and staffing requirements. An organization is basically a group of people who collectively work to achieve common goal. Division of responsibility under a ranking system is the backbone of every organization. Every organization comprises of people who run it. These people share common goals and objectives. In order to achieve them, these people also share roles and responsibilities with each other. So running a business is not something, I know a lot of people, you're doing sole proprietorship for now, but if you have a dream that your business is going to grow, you will learn that it's not something you have to do alone. You need to have the right people at the right places handling the right responsibilities, right? You need a team because it's a teamwork. It's not something that's if your business ever going to grow and go far. It's not something you can do alone. Development of an organizational structure. Clear definition of objective. Firstly, the main objective of the organization must be clear. This objective determines what kind of structure are required. A standard structure can never suit every kind of organization. So let me use for an instance, I am in an entertainment and media and entertainment industry and sector, right? So let me talk directly about movie production because that's one of the places that is really important. You need to have a director. Even in terms of having a director, you need a director. You might need it depending on how large the production is. You might have assistant director 1, assistant director 2. You need a costumier. Let me talk about production house. Okay, let me say, take for instance a production house. Now, one person cannot do everything. You need a director, you need a costumier, you need a makeup artist, you need a production manager, right? You need a director of photograph, you need a photographer, you need a continuity and script manager. So you have different offices and different structures that need to be filled by different people to be able to carry out this job and to be able to bring it to perfection. So one person cannot do it, and you need to put the right people that have the right skills and knowledge in different positions. And don't forget to train and retrain. It's very important. Identification and grouping of activities. The next step here is to identify activities that members of the organization must perform. Since every business activity requires many tasks, clear identification of them is important. Determination of the structure. After completing the first two steps, the organizers finally determine the overall structure. He defines the ranks and hierarchy in which people will function. Creation of departments also happens in this stage. So when you've already sorted out the different structures and departments that people needed to fill, then you talk about your ranking. You already know the ranking, people that need to be in what position and rank they need to be in the organizational structure, and how things are going to come together to actually achieve the one purpose, which is producing, marketing, and getting clients. At the end of the day is you making money, right? Revision of the structure. Once the structure starts functioning, it can show up problems and shortcomings. For example, the marketing and the selling departments perform similar functions. So this is also one of the reasons why you need to define what these structures are, what their responsibilities are, so that everybody knows what they are doing. Staffing in an organization. Staffing is a function by which managers build an organization through the recruitment, selection, and development of individuals as capable employees. The staffing function of management consists of few interrelated activities such as planning of human resources, recruitment, selection, replacement, training, development, remuneration, performance appraisal, promotion, and transfer. Now, in terms of staffing, it's actually important that you think of employing the right people for the job. So these are the levels. The process of staffing is highlighted in the following ways as follows. Manpower planning. You need to actually think of employing the right people for your business, because of course the business differs, and business have different business structures, right? So you employ the right people, the right manpower you need for this particular job to be done. Then you're actually, when you know the manpower you need through manpower planning, so you can now recruit. When you recruit, you select. When you select them, then you place them at the right places, the right teams and departments. Then you train. And there is something about this training. During my training, we asked a particular question concerning it, and the fact whereby you employ somebody and you train the person. Maybe you send the person for a course, and after the course, the person decides to go and look for another job. What will you do? There is nothing you can do about it, but that does not mean you should stop training. So when you employ your staff and place them, after you've done your manpower planning, you already know, you've already planned, these are how many persons we need in sales, right? Human resources, this is how many persons that we need in the reception. This is how many persons you need in marketing and accounting. So when you've already done that plan, then you start your recruitment. After recruiting, you select. Of course, not everybody, you have to make selections. After selecting, you make your placement. You place them in different departments, right? Then you start your training. You train them based on the department that you've already placed these people. Development, then appraisal, then determination of remuneration. Let's go on. Okay, business ownership and management structure. Sole proprietorship is also known as one-man business. It entails the setting up of a business outfit exclusively by one person. The one very disturbing thing about this type of business is that the owner bears the brunt in case of adversities. That is his he's personally liable. Partnership. When a business is owned by two or more but not exceeding 20, such associate is called partnership. Such association is called partnership. This is usually based on mutual agreement among them and such agreement is contained in a document called Deed of Partnership. A limited liability company is a legal entity established by an associate of many people who contribute capital in accordance with the law for the purpose of carrying on business. In a legal circle, a company is an artificial and invisible person with rights and liabilities. Also, it can sue individuals or organizations and be sued in its corporate name by individuals, group of individuals or organizations. It can be further divided into private and public company. Legal requirement for business. Okay, so I had to actually register a business because of this. It took me 2 days to actually register a business, and I did it online. I did it for the purpose of this class, and I actually registered my side hustle. Good. So now I have 2 businesses officially. So I'm going to be talking more on this hopefully by my next video. I've taken permission from Flourish Africa to be able to use the document, because I'm going to be teaching based on what they actually taught us. So I can also explain this in details, the business and management structure, then talk about the tax, because some people say that the reason why they prefer to register a sole proprietorship is because of the taxing in order. But I'll try as much as possible to explain to the best of my knowledge most of the differences, right? Don't worry, I will get to that hopefully. But I registered a business so that you can actually do that by yourself. That's the reason why because I cannot be teaching something that I've not practicalized. So in terms of when you get queries, because that's one of the things, when people get queries, they don't know how to move past it. I also got queries. Like, I'm sure the person that was handling this must have really gotten mad and felt if he's present in where I am, he probably would have slapped me, because I got like 4 queries before the business was registered. But it was registered in 2 days. I applied today, the next day before the evening it was ready, even with the plenty queries I received. So I'll talk about it in my next video. So let's move on. Legal requirements for business. Make sure you know the various federal, state, and local registration that identifies your enterprise for tax and legal purposes. You will need a professional help or talk to a business law attorney. Okay, I got it covered to the next thing. It's not like I'll be giving you all the knowledge you need to know, but few things you need to know about it I will be dropping in my next video. Developing core value, vision and mission, integrity, passion, leadership, teamwork. We'll get to that. Of course, for you to be a successful businessman, you have to let your word be your bond. So you have to be a man or woman of integrity. I took my system the other day to Computer Village to get it repaired. I actually thought it was virus and all that, or maybe the Windows 10, and I had to uninstall it. The guy made me uninstall all my Adobe profile that was on my system. Installing it back, he made me spend so much more than I needed to spend. On top of that, he sent a logistics guy to come pick up something, a rider to come and pick up something for me. Then he asked me to pay, you're going to refund me. Till now, the fact that you didn't give me what I wanted, you made me spend so much money, and now you're owing me on top of it. That did not make sense for me. So I didn't see him as a man of integrity, and even if by tomorrow I can't do business with him, and if somebody even asks me, oh, do you know any software engineer, I'm definitely not going to be calling him, because he's not a man of integrity, right? Then passion, leadership, and teamwork. Mission statement leads to strategic goals. A vision statement is a statement of an organization overarching aspiration for what it hopes to achieve or to become. The vision is a broad description of the value an organization provides. It is an It is a visual image of what the organization is trying to produce or become. Vision statements should be clear and concise, usually not longer than a short paragraph. Okay, so what are your vision statements? What are your vision statements? What do you see your business to be, and where are you seeing them going to? Mission statement. This is defined as how the organization will be different from other organizations in its industry. Here are some examples of the statement of successful businesses. Example: Adidas. We strive to be the global leader in the sporting goals industry, with brands built on a passion for sports and a sporting lifestyle. Example: Amazon. Another example: Amazon. We seek to be Earth's most customer-centered company for 4 primary customer sets: customers, consumers, sellers, enterprise, and content creators. So what is your mission statement, and what is your vision statement? What is your vision statement? You want to say that at the end of, okay, let me tell you my vision statement. My vision statement is actually my mission statement actually. My mission statement is actually to be able to impact lives. Okay. The mission statement leads to a strategic goals. The strategic goals are the broad goals that organization will try to achieve by describing why the organization exists and where and how it will compete. The mission statement allows leaders to define a coherent set of goals that fit into the support for the mission. So my company want to be the first and the most and the best company in terms of women our vision statement. Our vision statement is to be able to empower women and young women in the whole of Africa. That is our vision statement. To be able to achieve that, to empower women and ladies in Africa. Then what is our vision? We want to be the #1 company in production of high quality and educative movies. That water I have not started running.
See now? They come the water.
So if you ask me our vision statement is to be able to empower and educate women in Africa. And what is our mission? Our mission is to be the #1 in women and young ladies empowerment all over Africa. Right? Strategic goals. are the broad goals the organization will try to achieve by describing why the organization exists and where and how it will compete. The mission statement allows leaders to define a coherent set of goals that fit together to support the mission. Achieving SMART goals. Typical organization goals and plans. Strategic goals. Broad statement of where the organization wants to be in the future. Where do you see your company? Where do you see your company in the next 3 to 5 years, or 10 years, or 15 years? So that is your strategic goals, right? In the future. Pattern strategic plan. The action steps which an organization intends to attain to its strategic goals. Okay, where do you want to see yourself in the next 5 years? Then what are the steps, the plans you have in trying to achieve that? Like, let me take for instance, I was telling my friend that I want to get 1K subscribers within January and December in 2022. But I have plans and strategy on how I want to achieve that. And if you look around you, you find that I'm almost achieving that goal. So it's more like I'm going to achieve and surpass my goal, right? Then strategic plan. Action steps which an organization intend to attain its strategic plan. Tactical goals. Goals that define the outcome that measure the vision and department departments must achieve. Tactical goals. Goals that defines the outcome that major division and departments must achieve for the organization to reach its overall goal. So there are steps and in different areas that I need to put in place for you to be able to achieve the goal and desire and the plan you have for your brand. Tactical plan. Plan designed to help execute major strategic plan and to accomplish a specific part of the company strategy. Operational goal. Specific measurable results expected from the department, work group and individual within the organization. So these things are things you need to put in place and you need to know for you to be able to achieve your SMART goal. Operational plan. Plans developed at the organizational lower level that specify action steps towards achieving operational goal, and that supports tactical planning activities. You need to have a SMART goal. Then achieving SMART goals. Specific, well-defined, clear, unambiguous. Few questions to consider to make your goal specific includes who is involved in your team. Like, how many persons do you actually need in your team to be able to kick off? Let me give an instance with photography. If you don't, which you don't want to do, actually, you need a photographer, which could be you. You might need a photo editor. You need a backup camera person. You need a makeup artist if need be. Of course, you might don't want to have one personally. You might just partner with one. You might also need a fashion designer to work together with. So there are people that you might be needing to actually achieve this your idea and to achieve your goals. So you need to be specific about who are the people that actually need to be part of this my goal. Then second thing is what do we want to accomplish? Okay, so we are going for this person is coming for a photo shoot, and we want to give this person a desirable photo shoot that will be the talk of the town. You need to get all necessary material and human resources that you actually need to get this accomplished. You said you want your brand. Of course, when you achieve this and it becomes a talk of town, you're actually putting out your brand out there. So you want your brand to get to this particular height, or you want your brand to be registered as one of the best photographers and photography studio in Lagos, is specific, then you find a way and things you actually need to do to be able to accomplish this your dream. Then the next thing is where is the goal to be achieved? Where do you intend making this impact? Where do you want it to be seen? Where do you want it to be recorded? Where do you want to achieve? Then the next thing is when. You need to set a specific goal. Like I mentioned earlier, I told somebody I want to be able to get to 1,000 subscription on my YouTube channel from this time to this time. It was specific, and I know it's something I will achieve and I will surpass. Then why? Why do you want to achieve this goal? I want to be known out there. I want my brand to be seen. I want to make impact in the life of people. This can be your goals. You want your industry, your brand to be one of the best in the industry. So you need to explain and be specific with why do you want this. Maybe because if you are attaining a particular height, it gives you an advantage to doing other things, or to be able to expand, or to be able to connect with other successful people in your sector and industry, right? They're measurable with specific criteria that measures your progress towards the accomplishment goal. To make a goal measurable, ask yourself how many, how much. Like I told myself I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. I was specific. It was measurable. I did not just say I want to have subscribers. I was specific and it was measurable, right? Then let's say you're somebody that is doing business and you want to say I want to get to 5 million in revenue before the end of the year. It is measurable. So by the time you are going, you will find that you'll be asking yourself, am I achieving this goal? Am I close to achieving and surpassing my goal? So your goals need to be measurable, right? How do I know if I have achieved my goal? Of course, if you tell yourself you want to achieve this, okay, let's use another scenario. In a situation whereby you sell and you now said you want to have your market target is within Lekki, right? And you said you want to cover the whole of Lekki. You want to have a specific number of customers, potential customers in Lekki. Or you now said you want, before the end of the year, you want to expand to say VI, you want to expand, or Ikoyi. Then these are being specific. So if you're able to cover the whole of Aja with your goods, your brand is in almost every street or every supermarket in Lekki. You now want to say, okay, I want to start penetrating into VI or into Ikoyi, right? Then what is my key performance indicator for progress? Let me say this one with mine now. So I said I want to achieve 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Now my key performance is the fact that I actually saw a need in TEF2022 Entrepreneurship program for 2022, and I decided to fill in this gap. So my key performance is you guys watching me right now. This is the audience that I needed to be able to achieve my goal. Right? I'm actually breaking it down so that you understand in a simple term. Achievable, attainable, and not impossible. Impossible is achieved. Ask yourself, do I have the resources? Ask yourself, do I have the resources and capability to achieve this goal? If not, what am I missing? How have others done it successfully before? I'm still talking about that with my channel because I want to break it down to the best of your understanding. So this year, January, when I started my YouTube channel with 1 subscriber, I told somebody that I want to achieve 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. To some people, it might be To some people, it might sound like, okay, how do we intend to achieve that? Is that even possible? Then, coupled with the fact that I was supposed to achieve that with my program Abundant You. Now, I knew I was going to do this for Tony, the main entrepreneurship program for 2022. So I already know it's going to be achievable and it's going to be attainable. I expected it, but I didn't know it was going to be this large, right? So you set specific goals, then something that is also achievable, right? Realistic, within reach, realistic and relevant to your purpose. Few questions to consider. Does this goal seem worthwhile? Is it the right time? Does it match our other effort needs? Is it relevant to me? Is it capable in the current social economy environment? Time bound. With a clear definition of timeline, the purpose is to create urgency. Ask yourself, does my goal have a deadline, including a starting date and a target date? When do you want to achieve your goal? So let me use corn. People that roast corn, actually, very common. They know that the time of their business is usually the rainy season. And why I'm using corn is because I am a lover of roasted corn, so I eat corn. So I think I was asking the woman I buy corn from the other day, and she was like, then the rain has not started. You see that people eat corn more when it's raining season. So they basically need something to keep them warm, not when there is sun. Just like on Sunday, the thought just crossed my mind. I was in church, it rained. If you're in Lekki or Lagos, you find that it rained all throughout Sunday. So I was like, okay, so if somebody is selling ice cream, because one of my my team member is selling drinks, chilled and frozen drink. I'm like, okay, so if you're selling drinks and you're selling ice cream with this weather, your business will not go, because everybody know that at that time some people want something that is hot. So in a very hot weather, yes, that's when this business will strive. So you know your time, and when you know that if you put in time into this business, it's going to move, and you know that it's time bound. You know your starting time and when your season. You know your season of business. All right. Then procurement process. The procurement refers to the technique, structure, method, or means used to streamline an organization procedure, procurement process, and achieve desired results while saving costs, reducing time, and building win-win supplier relationship. Procurement can be direct, indirect, reactive, or proactive in nature. What is a procurement process? It is a series of processes that are as essential to get products or services from requisition to purchase order and invoice approval. Process: the list of rules that need to be followed while reviewing order, obtaining or paying for goods and services. Checkpoint: steps increase with complexity of the purchase. People: these are stakeholders and their specific responsibility in the procurement cycle. They take care of initiating and authorizing every stage of the process. The number of stakeholders involved is directly proportional to the risk and the value of the purchase. Paperwork: this refers to the papers and documentation involved in every stage of the procurement process flow, all of which are collected and stored for references and auditing reasons. These are the important stages of the procurement process flow. Step 0: needs recognition. Step 1: purchase requisition. 2: review of request. 3: budget approval. 4: quotation request. I don't know if you understand. Your purchase requisition, you're requesting. Okay, if people that is in business, or as maybe people that work for people who understand this more or people that are already in business. So you want to make a purchase, procurement. There is a procurement manager too, so that is actually in charge of this. So you make your request, and they will review the request. Okay, let's say in this department you said you want to buy this, or maybe there is something lacking, or let's say people that is into production, so you want to buy materials for production. Then they will have to review your request. Then they will check the budget you put. Is it worth it? Then they can approve your budget. Then you can now send your quotation. Then they will now negotiate and contract. They will now receive the goods and services. These three word matching I can't explain. Then invoice approval payment. Then record keeping. So when those just the point of you buying something for your production and all that, so the right sources that you were supposed to pass through so that you can keep a proper record keeping. Competitive landscape and business environment. Competitive landscape, technological forces. I've explained this a little bit in module 1. Failure to monitor and addresses the major technical innovation may adversely affect a firm's competitive knowledge. Competitive landscape and business environment. The competitive landscape, technology forces, failure to monitor and address the major technological innovation may adversely affect a firm's competitive edge, particularly if competing firms use technical improvement. So I gave an illustration about two persons doing business. One is sampling their business on Instagram, Facebook, or social media, even their WhatsApp status, right? And they probably drop the number you can use and call. You can be able, or probably they have a website too, right? But their business is online. And this person, and they did branding. They actually did branding and packaging for their product. And this other person, I think I used the illustration for Gary, and this person is just selling Gary normal in your shop. You just, when people comes to buy from you, that's the only time they are going to buy from you. So you're not making use of the technological factors that is actually available to you. It keeps you an edge. This person that is using technology has an edge, a competitive edge over you that does not have, that just depends on when clients have to come to you, right? The world is changing and you need to go with the change. The more it goes, you go. So that's why you need to keep learning at every stage. No knowledge is a waste. So at every stage in your business, at every stage in your life, you need to keep learning and gaining more knowledge. Demographic forces. So we talked about the demographic force, where it depends on who are the people you are producing for, what are their gender, what is their age, where are they located, right? These are some things you need to put in place. Change in population characteristics such as age, ethnic makeup, education, family. Or if you're the type that, okay, you said you own a school, right? Who are those that can attend your school? The school, is it for the rich? Is it for the average? Or is it for the not too wealthy set of people? So you need to find out the people that you are actually reaching out to, people that you intend to reach out to. What are their gender? What are their age differences? What are their ethnic groups? What is their culture? What is their belief? Right? That's the demographic forces. These are trained on population characteristics such as age, ethnic makeup, education, family, and gender distribution. The change in demographic factor can have a significant impact on the emerging business, particularly if they indicate the developing trend. Change can affect demand for a company product and labor, for a company's ability to hire employees. Global forces. Change in the global environment offer tremendous opportunities and potential threats to business. The importance of accessing global markets has become more emphasized as a result of the development of satellite communication, cheaper and faster mode of transportation, the civilization of special overseas business, economic alliances, and that is all. And that is all about today's review. And I want to thank you so much once again for watching this to this time. Thank you very much for believing in me. Thank you so much for believing that I can actually make an impact in your life during this program. And one thing I desire and really wish for you is that you get this grant. Or even if you don't get this particular grant, I want you to be open to other opportunities. Be very much open to other opportunities, because there is definitely opportunities. I didn't know that I will own a YouTube channel today, even as much as I had one years back, but it wasn't my plan. But it's God's willing and God's grace that I am here today. So if you're the type that doesn't really believe that there is a possibility that grants can be positive in this country and in this continent, I want you to rethink, because you need to take advantage. I'm not saying that there are not fake ones there. Of course there is fake ones, so before you do anything you need to verify very well that it's actually real. But I want to tell you that if people ask you if you have ever seen anybody that grants in Nigeria has helped their life, you should be free to mention that yes, Sonia Abel is one of them, because the knowledges I've gotten so far is even bigger than the money, right? So it was something that I can take to gain more money and make more money for myself in the future, right? So thank you very much. And I know for you to have watched this again means that you are committed in achieving this dream and vision, and God will be with you and He's going to make it happen for you at His time. Right. Thank you and have a great weekend. Bye.